Hello, I had the incredible opportunity to do a global health clinical at Eternal Anchor and loved it. Being in a culture where the language, the resources, and the experiences are so different from what I'm used to was both so humbling and encouraging and also growing. I learned so much about what healthcare looks like in Mexico and how providers need to use creativity to use the limited resources available. I would encourage students to go to Eternal Anchor to widen your perspective as an individual and as a future healthcare provider, and just to learn how to care for those well that may be different from you.
From working in the school to building things in the workshop to delivering and evaluating out in the community in homes, this rotation is, for lack of better words, a way to see a little bit of everything, or mostly everything.
Bailey did a great job describing this clinical as a little bit of everything. That it is. You get to really see a lot of variety of diagnosis. You get to work with adults and children. As many of you know, pediatrics is my passion. We do get to see a lot of children here. We have at Eternal Anchor the school. We also have several small children's homes. We have the outreach program, and we have the equinotherapy program. Actually, we have a garden too, where we're doing some sensory stuff that's just beginning. So our greatest goal when we're here is trying to support Eternal Anchor where their needs are. They do not have a staff physical therapist at the time. It's been a couple years now. And so we're kind of supporting in all different departments. So it just depends based on what those needs are. But typically we spend 2 days a week at the school. So students, you will be then helping assist. We're making equipment adjustments. So whether the kids have standers or wheelchairs or walkers or all the above, different ways that we can make those adjustments if the children have grown. Orthotics, there's no orthotist here locally. The closest is several hours away. So a lot of fabrication of taking the donated orthotics and kind of making decisions about what the child needs and how we can help assist to make those orthotic changes so that they can benefit from those. And then setting up the programs for them in the school, different exercise and activity programs. We have an incredible staff here that we get to collaborate with. So it's really fun to be working on that collaboration of kind of seeing what do they see? How do you see the child doing? What do you think we can add? So we get to collaborate to try and see what new activities and exercises we can work on with the children. So you do get some hands-on treatment there. That's probably the most consistency of being able to kind of see children and do ongoing treatment. A lot of it, again, though, too, is kind of meeting those equipment needs. But then we spend usually 3 days a week as well out in working with the community outreach. So that's here at the ranch where you'll be staying. And as part of that, we do home visits 1 day a week. Where we're either delivering equipment that has been made based on previous evals, or we do new home assessments and new evals and seeing where it's new families that have found us. We span about a 2-hour span here of the Baja. So we're really trying to go out in those areas where there is nothing and help these families have mobility, build some independence, help to see different ways that we can plug in, whether it's transfer trainings or, bed mobility or trying to get a piece of equipment or build a ramp. So you get to experience what that is to kind of go in the home and make those assessments, meet with the family, talk with the family, see where we can help assist them just to care for their loved one and allow them to have the most independence possible. So it might be a new referral for a child and that isn't sitting up that's 2 years old. And so like, how can what do we see that they need and what home activities and exercises can we provide for them and to help meet their needs. And then we spend, you'll be helping out with trainings as part of the outreach team. Again, mentioned that we don't have a therapist here, so we're doing a lot of different trainings to make sure that they can safely make equipment decisions. They don't do orthotics. That's just for the actual therapist. That's so when we're gone. But yeah, they do make equipment decisions and finding out how they kind of, determine what is needed and assisting in the building and the making of those process. So you'll get to use power tools and create to try and meet the needs of these patients that you're doing evals for. So again, this isn't a clinical if you want to just solely work on your treatment skills, but if you want to see a lot of varieties of diagnosis, do a lot of different evaluations, get creative in the workshop where you're building or creating, fabricating orthotics, or building equipment from PVC pipe and wood. This is a very unique setting that we can kind of use the local resources to provide those needs. We do see appointments here too. You might get a chance to participate in the equinotherapy and seeing the wonderful benefits of that, working with adults and children that come for that program. We have a garden. We're working on kind of doing sensory activities and that with individuals there. And you get to explore the Baja. There's wonderful, beautiful beaches around here on the weekends that we get to have some adventures, different hiking places, the national park or volcanoes. So it's a very unique experience. And of course, we get to talk about global health and those partnerships and how to build those relationships. There's a lot of collaboration here of being able to get to know the staff and really just talking about healthy ways to partner.